Hey, what's up? I'm about to give you your action challenge for this month. It's a really good one. It should help your inner game a lot and by virtue of that, your outer game a ton. But I want to give you a quick reminder, a little bit of information, which is if you want some really outer game focused action challenges, go look at the archives back about a year, 2 years ago. And there's a lot of things there like approach the hottest girl in the bar regardless of the circumstances, or approaching hired guns and I tell you exactly how to do it, or maybe like approach without talking in order to work on specific skills, that kind of stuff. I'm actually going to get back to a lot of those kind of action challenges in the coming months. Some of those will be like maybe repeating and going more in depth, that kind of stuff. The reason I'm doing a lot of these inner gamey action challenges is because I have done a lot of those and it's important to focus both ways, all right? So we're gonna go back to those in coming months, but this one's gonna be a like inner game, outer game kind of a mixed challenge. In order to get into it, I wanna tell you a quick story of what a good friend of mine did to get good at game. This guy's really, really good. He started at not very good and became really, really good at game. And so someone asked him recently, what was the weirdest thing that he ever did to get good at game? And here's what he told him. He said he had trouble with sexualizing with women, and he had specifically trouble with, like, he was too platonic, not just in his actions, but in his thoughts about women, right? He just wasn't sexual enough in his attitude. And so that was carrying through in his sets and they weren't sexual enough. And so what he did was a little interesting is he went to a mall and he walked around looking at all the girls, but as he did it, he put headphones on and he actually put porno sounds in his headphones. So he was walking around listening to girls moaning and like getting fucked basically as he was walking around the mall looking at girls. And it was a good reminder for him that girls are sexual creatures, all right? Now, if you want to go do the mission that way, you can totally do that. If you want to get porno sounds in your ears and walk around like that, you can totally do that. I'm not actually going to have you do the mission that way though. What I do want to have you do though is take a day, and take a day when you're going to be out of your house a lot. I don't want you sitting around your house for this mission, right? So take a day when you're going to be naturally out a lot. If you're running a bunch of errands, you're going to the mall, you're going to the beach, something like that where you're going to see a lot of girls and you know it, all right? Take that day, and what I want you to do is you need to walk around and be objectifying girls. When you see girls, I want you to think about fucking them. I want you to, if you like their tits, look at their tits. You like their ass, look at their ass. I want you to imagine them moaning in your ear, them biting your neck, them like nibbling on your fucking lip. I want you to imagine the sound they make as you penetrate them. Okay, I want you to get fucking sexual. All right, I want you to look at girls as sexual objects. Okay, very, very much so. Because a lot of guys in the pickup community, the reason why you weren't good with girls growing up is it's not because you weren't a cool enough guy. It's because you didn't have like enough balls, one, but two, you just were not sexual or horny enough. A lot of the guys I know that get laid the most, it's because they are walking around thinking about sex all the time. And it's true for me as well. The nights when I go out to the club and I don't do very well, I'm looking around at the girls, I'm like, not that hot, not that hot. And it's this very like objective measure. But when I'm looking at the girls, I'm thinking, God, the girls are sexy tonight, right? Or I'm looking at the girls and I'm like imagining sexual things. That's when I get aroused, that's when my attention is focused, and that's when I do the best, okay? So what I want you to do for this action challenge, take a day, and it's gonna be a day where you're out a lot, right? Where you're gonna see a lot of girls, and I want you to be actively objectifying girls, thinking about sex, all right? If you get motivated during this challenge and you wanna go approach some girls, totally fine. Not required, but I want you to go about your day thinking about sex and sort of act accordingly, live accordingly, etc. But really, really give yourself permission to objectify girls. Really give yourself permission to think about sex unashamedly and unabashedly for a full day.